What's up, everybody? This is The Life You Have with Tez. That's me. And today we're going to talk about 5 things to do now that you're out of debt. So you finally paid off that mortgage and everything else. What do you do now? But before we start, make sure you tap on that like button and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. If you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the little bell notification icon. That way you can stay ahead on everything else that's going on. Let's get into it. Number 1, keep paying off your debt. So what this basically means is if you're already done paying off your house or your car or whatever, let's just say that it was your car and your house together was $1,500 a month, but now you're done paying that $1,500 off. What you can do now is you can actually throw that $1,500 into some kind of savings investment opportunity or some sort. I'm going to talk about more investment opportunities later on down this list that you can do with that $1,500. Actually paid down your car, credit card debt, paid off your house, paid your student loans off. That $1,500 can either go straight to your savings account, or you can make more money off of it by putting that $1,500 into some invest. Just like Peter Parker said, it's just a leap of faith. Just take it. Your money as it stands, there's a 2% inflation rate on the money. Most bank accounts only give you 0.5%. That means that your money's going to be worthless before you even get to spend it. So even if you saved $1 million and it took you 10 years to do it, your money wouldn't be worth $1 million in 10 years. It probably might be worth something like $80,000 in 10 years, which means you did nothing for yourself. You're only a millionaire on paper, but your money's not worth $1 million anymore. While we're on that subject of opening a new savings account, open a high yield savings account. This is if you don't want to invest your money, if you're not comfortable with making your money work. Yes, you can go ahead and open up a high yield savings account, something that's gonna make more interest off your money. You're not really gonna get great rates, but there are some that have like 1.7%, 1.6 and all that stuff. I can actually do a video on that if you guys so choose. I can actually go out and scout this stuff off, and then we can literally go and look at these restrictions and all that stuff, and we can talk about it. I wouldn't recommend it, but that $1,500 is going to come in handy somewhere else with some of these other options that I have down on here. Number 3, donate to charity. So studies show that people actually feel better when they actually donate to charity or give to a greater cause than just keeping it for themselves. I don't know why, but apparently it releases dopamine to help somebody in need, because humans are social creatures. That's why every time there's a natural disaster, humans, especially Americans, we're always first on the case to get water, food, grandpa's MREs from the basement, and getting them out to people. But Americans want to feel good about something. Even when we're in a pandemic, we are going to help out somebody else because we got it like that. We just don't think we got it like that until there's somebody out there who's worse than us. Then we can say, you know what, things could be better for you. There's a whole millionaires that are just miserable because they have all this money, no friends to share it with, no love life, no nothing. Give it to somebody else in need. Number 3, keep your credit cards. There's a lot of people out there that tell you go ahead after you get out of debt and cut up your credit cards. The problem is we're moving more towards a credit system as far as money. Keep your credit cards out of credit card debt doesn't inherently mean that credit cards are bad. It just means that you didn't have any self-control. And I know you're probably thinking, but if I have the temptation to do it again, then what is the purpose then? If you lack the intestinal fortitude to keep yourself in check and not get yourself back into debt, then why did you work so hard to get yourself out of it? Why didn't you just stay in debt? So you have to give yourself some kind of slack. Keep your credit cards. Do what you were gonna do anyway. Keep your expenses on the card really low. Just don't deviate from what you're already doing. Buy some groceries, whatever, $200 a month. Pay it right off as soon as you put the $200 on there. Hide the card from yourself. Put it somewhere you can't get it then, if that's the case. Go put it in a lead bunker or something. I'm just saying, if you feel that strongly about using your credit card still, then go ahead and hide it from yourself. I promise you, you probably won't go back into debt unless you get bored and you relapse into those bad habits. Number 4, buy some land. So I was in Canada. Cicero, I saw on the little rock, he said, anyone who has a garden and access to a library wants for nothing. So Americans, we have access to libraries all over the world. I mean, not all over the world, but I'm talking about almost every American lives within distance of a library. And if you don't, you probably have access to Google, and you can learn everything that's cataloged in any kind of book, anywhere at any time. If you have walking distance to a library, you can get yourself some movies and games, comic books and stuff you can actually go to the library and get. That's why I actually started. Whenever I missed out on an event, I would just go to the library and go check it out for free. Or I just sit there, read, get creative. It's a quiet environment and you can actually get a lot done. I don't know if they got free Wi-Fi now, but if they do, then. But anyway, buy some land. I think land is going to be a good investment because we have a lot more humans that are going to be coming into this world quite shortly. The parents of the pandemic, they thought, you know what, we should probably snuggle up together because the world's going to end. So with that said, the population is probably going to jump around the world. We're going to need more land. If you don't have your stamp on some land, that land is just going to go to somebody else who's probably going to take it, develop it, and make that money. How many times have you had an idea or a thing that you just felt like you needed to do and then you didn't do it? Somebody came up right behind you and they did it and they made millions off of it. It's not saying that you probably would have made millions, but you would have had a piece of the pie if you had used that idea. So why not get yourself some land? Look up some of this restriction-free land, see where it's actually situated at, and say, you know what, I can afford to do that. I was on this one site and there was land that needed to be developed outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. You know, Gettysburg address was delivered. Yes, they're going to start putting more residential properties outside on this land. That means if you were to go and buy this land, then you can actually have that land, because when the developers start coming and they start trying to expand, that property value will appreciate and it'll keep going up. I might have bought this at $8,000. I'm prepared to sell it for 13 or 14, 15,000. You could take that money and you can flip and buy a whole other property somewhere. Just do your research, because there's bad land and there's good land. Bad land are where the barons, no, they're kidding. It was a show on AMC, but anyway, good show. Do your research and make sure that the land that you're going to get is something either you're going to use personally or there's going to have some kind of growth that people are going to use it. Just because you buy farmland in the middle of BF Egypt doesn't mean that it's going to appreciate in value. It just means that you bought some land somewhere and no one's going to go there. Look into emerging markets and look at all this stuff, what people are doing, what they're trying to do. Look at the cities, look at their growth, look at their expected growth. All those should be on the city websites and stuff. Number 5. You can be an angel investor. So back in the day when I just wanted to be nothing but a good graphic designer / graphic designer, I was on this one site called Young Entrepreneur, and there was people on there that was just like, yeah, I'm looking to invest a large sum of money into an award-winning idea or something that I know I can get a great return on investment from. But I'm not going to tell you how much I'm going to invest. I just want to invest a lot of money. And you know what? People are doing that these days. They're going to make their money back because they're going to invest it in that idea. You've probably seen Shark Tank. You have all these millionaires, probably billionaires, sitting in a room and they're like, I want that person's idea. I want to be on top of it. I want to make money off this thing because I see the potential and I'm going to grow their business. If you're an angel investor, you're hands off. All you just like is, hey man, I'm going to give you this money. I want my money back. You got to do your due diligence though, because not every idea is a good idea. But somebody bought snap bands. So stupid ideas sometimes work, because sometimes a stupid idea can make you a lot of money really, really quickly. But just be an angel investor. I know what people are doing these days. It kind of seems creepy, but they're doing it on Instagram. They find a pretty girl who has potential and then they put their money towards it. Totally not pimpish at all, but they put their money towards that person and they get them makeup and extensions. They fly them around the world, make sure they pay a good photographer to get them their jet setting and all that stuff. When they get endorsements and deals, they become their managers and then they take their cut out of it. I wouldn't do it, but there are people who do it and they are making a lucrative thing. Like the sponsors and managers on people who do Facebook accounts. They have managers that make sure that they're putting out this certain level of content, and they are, they have production mills where people are working behind the scenes. That's an angel investing thing. You don't know who's doing it, but they're just pumping the money into it. All they just have to do is be the face behind the product. That's something you can get into. Also, bonus. Thank you guys for making it this far in the video. So I'm gonna give you a bonus. Start a YouTube channel telling other people how to do your stuff. Here's my thing I tell my wife all the time. Never doubt your importance in the realm of history, because you know something that somebody else doesn't know, or you can explain something in a way that somebody else might not understand from anybody else. I try to do stuff very, very simple, but there might be somebody who could just say, A plus B equals C, my dog. Everything makes sense. That's the secret of life. What I'm saying is never sell yourself short, because you can help people, and that channel could gain residual income for you and make you money over the long run. If you've got $1,500 just sitting around laying around, you can buy yourself a nice little camera, nice little lapel microphone, and a ring light, all for at least under $100. I know it can be done. There's a community for everything. Nothing is off topic. If you like knitting, playing with dolls, painting, fishing, everybody wants to hear somebody's opinion on something. And when they start liking what they have to say, then they're gonna actually start following that person. Now, will you get views? I don't know. But will you be able to use your expertise? Absolutely. That is the video. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. If you like the video, go ahead and tap that like button. And if you thought this content was pretty good for you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, if you will. And if you already subscribed, make sure you hit that little bell notification icon so you can keep getting videos. This is the life you have with Tez. That's me. Peace out.